Okay guys, with this video I just want to let you all know that I am very sorry for misleading anybody yesterday with the Chile Rellenos. I happened to be very tired last night after doing some work around the house and um, taking care of business. So I started the chilies, like the salsa's ready, the chilies are ready. Everything's pretty much ready. Just need to put them all together. So today, for sure, I'm going to make them, and I will show them. I will show how they're made and stuff. But I did already brown. I burned them on the stove. I have a gas. I have gas burners. Thank God. So for me, I like to put them directly on the gas burners. A lot of people, I shouldn't say a lot of people, some people prefer to do them on the comal. Some people, I don't know how they do them, but I've done both. I've done it on the comal and I've done it on the burner itself. And the burner is usually a little more effective for me. So it's faster. So I burned them on the stove. Let them sit, let them get cold, so they're not super hot while you're peeling everything, because then you do need to peel them. Like I said, I kind of just slacked yesterday. I honestly didn't even eat dinner. We ate pizza. I've been slacking in my jobs. Anyway, so so um, I refrigerated them last night so they wouldn't go bad or anything like that. And then I took them out today. I peeled them under cold water. It just makes it a little bit easier to peel them when you're kind of running water over them. So I ran cold water over them, and then I used my finger to cut a slit. Since they're already really soft, you don't have to push hard at all to poke your finger in there, then just slide down. You don't want to make it too big because you don't want to rip the whole chili. It makes it harder to keep the cheese inside if you don't want to use a toothpick. Because personally, when I cook them, I don't use a toothpick. I kind of just I kind of pinch them together with the flour that I'm gonna put on them. I pinch them so it kind of acts as a seal. Then I put them in the egg and then I fry them and everything. So I'm gonna walk you through the process real quick, but I will also show how I do it today. Um, Obviously, I've already sliced the cheese, and so I have 7 chilies. So I sliced 7 cheese sticks, and instead I'm using Colby Jack instead of Pepper Jack or just Monterey Jack in general. But you do want to use either Monterey Jack or Pepper Jack because Jack cheese tends to melt a lot better versus using mozzarella or anything else. But again, I'm using Colby Jack. It's not a big deal. A lot of some people use cheddar actually. But anyway, besides the point. Um, so you'll fill them with the cheese. You will dredge them in flour, and the flour helps to keep the egg stuck. I don't know how, but it acts as a glue to the egg for some reason. So it keeps it stuck to the chili. So, and then with the eggs, it's egg whites. You'll um, you'll use the hand mixer to beat the egg whites. And as you see them start getting fluffy, you want to add. That's when you'll add a little bit of salt or whatever. You'll add a teaspoon of baking powder, and it helps to kind of make them crispy and fluffy at the same time. You'll add the egg yolks back, it gives it that color, so they don't just look white. It'll give it color for when you fry them. Then you'll take the chili filled with cheese and dredged in flour. You will dip it into the egg. Make sure it's fully submerged and it comes out nicely coated. You want your oil to be filled up pretty well. You want a nice size pan or pot or wok or whatever you're using. You want a good size. Fill it mostly with oil, so that way when you put the chili in, it's either fully submerged or there's enough to when you turn it, it's covering pretty much everything. You leave it in for a good little while. You want to make sure there's no bubbling of the egg white or anything. You want to make sure it's all perfectly cooked because you don't want to get sick or anything. You know, salmonella is a thing. But anyway, so that's pretty much it. If I missed anything, please let me know. DM me, comment below. Let me know if you know personally if I missed anything. I've made these a few times already. I'm not an expert, but I do love Chile Rellenos. So I do my best to cook them to the T. I do my best to do the recipe to the T, and hopefully I'm not missing anything. And then when you do eat them, the traditional way is to cover it with the sauce. Like I said, I don't do the chunky sauce. I like mine like salsa. So I blend it and I heat it up before I serve it. I'll heat up the salsa and then I pour it over my chili. You eat it with your rice and beans. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions, just let me know. I'll be happy to answer them. Thank you again for listening, and hopefully you guys stay tuned for the upcoming videos, okay?